Okay,
So, do you have
what did
any?
you just say?
I was gonna say, hopefully, Ahsoka this episode.
Yeah, I really, really want to see Ahsoka in live action.
Yeah. Though, if I'm gonna be completely honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they save Ahsoka for the last episode or
Oh
something.
my god, no.
I don't want that, but I wouldn't be
they
surprised if they did that.
they could do that. Oh my gosh, they could. They fucking could.
Do what they say did with Luke and Seven. Just show them in the last like 2 minutes of the episode, and
Oh my
not even have
god.
speak a word.
They could do that. You're right. Oh my god. Oh no. Now you got me worried.
That's what I'm here for.
Dude, I swear, if it's just another stupid formulaic episode where he's like, oh, poopy, my ship's broken. Gotta fix it.
Oh no, Baby
Goes
Yoda
to
shat his pants. Now I gotta go to Space Walmart to buy some
goes
space snipers.
go to another planet, uh ask for repairs. Someone on the planet says, I'll do it, but you gotta help me with this other thing if you want my help. He's like, okay, fine. And then he does the mission, and then he gets repairs, and then he leaves. It's like the most basic shit ever. Like I just
Yeah, but
like
it'd
that's
be
not like
pretty.
what I just realized as I was saying that it sounds like I'm describing a bad video game.
Oh yeah, it sounds like a side quest. Um,
Yes.
but I hope that's not the case because they finally got some plot started in episode 3, and that'd be one waste of an episode if they did if they did a filler one in episode halfway point. So hopefully we get more plot this episode because at this point, like, there's only 8 episodes this season. We should not be getting any filler episodes for the rest of the show at this point.
And,
We've already
yeah.
wasted that on the first two, which I can sort of forgive because that was like the warm up, the reintroduction, and whatnot. But from episode 3 and onward, we need to be getting some plot advancement going.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, I agree. It's like honestly with all the story they could do for the rest of this season, it's just like yeah, like you you don't have time to waste on filler. And if they couldn't figure out a way to flesh out the story enough and instead just put filler in instead, it's like, guys, what are you doing?
I mean, I can sort of understand that if like there was like this season had like 20 or so episodes, but it's only 8.
Yeah, it's only 8. It's like you seriously
And every episode's only about 40 minutes, so
if it was like a 23 episode season like, those like um old kind of um daily TV shows that used to be a thing that were like 23 episodes per season, then I could understand that. But 8 episodes? No.
I mean that's less than Daredevil, a season of Daredevil. So
Yeah. And yet
again,
Daredevil, especially season 3, found a way to not have filler.
yeah. No, like in episode 3, the plot has its direction now. We do not need to deviate from it.
Yeah, no, we don't. Yeah. All right, you ready to get started?
Yep, I'm at 0-0.
All right, let's do this. Uh, 3, 2, 1, play. There was a brief shot in the trailer with that guy in it.
Is he gonna be plot relevant in this episode?
I don't know. Maybe?
Oh, so I guess we're gonna get some returning
Um,
characters from season 1.
I guess uh, they might be reintroducing Moff Gideon. Maybe he'll be relevant this episode.
I guess we'll see.
Well, I hope it's the Ahsoka episode, but if it's not, fingers crossed it's actually, relevant.
God, that thing is really just held together by duct tape and prayer, isn't it?
Oh,
Wait,
you
he
can't.
said
You
this is not
can't.
going to end well.
No. Oh. Oh, this is too cute. Oh shit!
He's gonna shock himself.
It's like Baby Groot Rocket. Remember Guardians 2?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
that.
I got the dynamic.
He's like, no, 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 no. You gotta put this one and that one.
Yeah, he's gonna shock himself.
Unfortunately, the Baby Yoda's. Oh no!
It's almost like he's trying to get a baby to do rocket science.
Poor baby. Well, I mean, to be fair, based on his current situation, Baby Yoda's all he's got.
I mean, this would be a lot easier if you just got a couple droids, Mando. Just saying.
Well, looks like Baby Yoda was the only thing he had that could fit into a tight space like that.
Hmm. I mean, okay, I get the whole helmet rule, but it's just him and Baby Yoda on the ship. I
Yeah,
think
it's
he
like
could take off the helmet in this case.
he's a baby. Why not just take it off?
He's a baby, and they established season 1 that he's part of the tribe now, so
Oh yeah,
because he
that's
has the
right.
necklace, so there's no reason for him not to take off his helmet.
Yeah.
Oh no, Grant, subtitles. This is the worst episode ever.
What do you mean?
I have to actually read
Else?
now.
Oh. I was gonna say, you think I would say that? Because I was like, I love subtitles.
No, I'm just laughing at all those people who are so petty that they can't even put in the effort to read a couple
They
lines
have
of
to
English
read.
at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, I feel ya. Oh, there she is. It's Cara Dune, I think, is what her name is, if I'm remembering correctly. What? So
That fight scene looked a little hokey.
so yeah, so you can use a body as protection from blaster bolts. Blaster bolts are pretty shite then, aren't they?
Star Wars has never been consistent with how blaster bolts are supposed to work.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, how is it killing these people then?
It has never been consistent with
It,
that.
if you could just use a body as like a bulletproof protection racket from a blaster, then how is it killing someone? It's it,
I mean, I don't want to get on like the similar tangent to like how inconsistent armor in Star Wars is, but
yeah.
I
I just wish both the armor and the blaster, just all that stuff like was consistent in this show because it's just like it it kind of ruins the stakes if like a fight scene comes up and I'm just like thinking either like if I'm watching a fight scene with the thought of like in every single fight scene up to this point the characters have had incredible plot armor, then how am I supposed to feel tension like they're possibly in danger?
To be fair, that problem isn't unique to Mando. It's like if I had $1 for every time I was watching a fight scene in a movie where like someone like uh was like getting shot at and you use another person's body to block the bullet or like tries to hide from cover by like hiding behind a table to hide from fire. And in both those instances, the bullet just miraculously doesn't go through the thing
Just
he's hiding behind.
they just lose their
Yeah,
power for
that has always been a problem. Any sort of action films when it comes to bullets or lasers, whatever like that. It's like if you try to apply real world logic to them, the entire thing is shot. Unfortunately.
yeah. Well, I'm just thinking in terms of the logic of Star Wars, like the whole
What logic of Star Wars?
well, at least as far as I know, the thing that Star Wars has always done is if you get shot with a blaster, like in the chest area, just once, you're done. As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're not wearing armor as long as you're like shot in the chest area and you don't have armor on, then you're done. So I was just thinking, like, obviously, it's a kid's thing, but blasters, like, they go through you. So how are you using that as a shield?
It doesn't make
We
sense.
we we
That's
don't
the answer. It doesn't.
we don't need to get hung up on it. It's stupid. It doesn't make sense, but whatever. C3PO looking droid is teaching a classroom.
I mean, that is a thing those droids would do.
No, I know. I'm just saying that's kind of funny.
Yeah. No, I like it. It's a touch.
Yeah, like I could totally see C3PO being like a teacher.
Hmm. Just leaves him in the daycare.
I mean, why not? As long as, Apollo Creed's
I can see that little kid's like, I'm 11 years old. How old are you? I'm 50.
they're just like, haha, what a loser. He's still in school at age 50.
Oh god.
Oh no. Here
What's with the Star Wars universe and all the food being blue? First we have blue milk, now we have blue Oreos.
blue yeah, blue cookies. Also,
Blue bread
how
in
do you
episode 7.
this is like what elementary school levels and you're allowed to have cookies with you at your desk? That's that's some
That's not
bullshit.
new.
Really? Because when I was in school, they didn't let you have that kind of stuff.
I guess it depends on the teacher and just how okay they are with you just having snacks on the desk. Yeah, don't those look like blue Oreos?
That does look
Is that?
like Oreos, yeah. Wow, Baby Yoda. So you're just gonna steal this kid's. Wow.
Baby Yoda's a
What
dick.
a spoiled, entitled brat is what he.
No, first he eats the Oreos. Now I'm going to eat your baby.
it's like it's like okay, eating the babies was one thing. Now you're just being a spoiled brat.
Baby Yoda's a monster.
so this guy's basically his slave. Interesting. well, as long as Apollo Creed says it's safe, I guess I could buy that Mando would be willing to leave Baby Yoda there.
Yeah.
What? So they just invented a base that didn't exist previously?
Yes.
Wow. What the fuck?
You see, I am okay. So, like on the surface, I do appreciate that they are responding to all of the criticisms of the plot holes of season one. But I feel like with the issue of too many stormtroopers in last season, I feel like that was best if they just didn't say anything about it. You know?
Yeah, I was gonna say like the whole thing with Moff Gideon and his stormtroopers. That's a huge problem with season one. It's just like they should have just let it be. But now you're saying they actually had a base like planted here that apparently still exists. So, for one thing, how's the Republic not found out? But two, this is like Apollo Creed's planet and he wants it to be safe. So why not just call the Republic and tell them, "Hey, come destroy this thing."
Hmm. Yeah, this is the case where in trying to fix one plot hole, you just create another. uh, Oops. Yeah, I feel like that they should have just left that alone, and that's one of the cases where I would just leave it to the fans to like speculate a reason for why that is, and just let it be. Uh, which I know sounds kind of lazy, but sometimes that is the better option than trying to create something like this, which ends up just creating more problems.
Yeah, and I was about to say, why wouldn't Moff Gideon just like strike back with more troops from this base, supposedly? But I mean, I guess that wouldn't. I guess that's okay because that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense either because, drawing too much attention to yourself and, they're trying to stay under the radar. oh.
For a second, I thought that was Mando.
the the stormtrooper armor was strong enough to save his life.
Bullshit.
guys,
Then are we
guys,
gonna
he's just
protect him
yeah.
from a wet fart?
I was like, guys, don't go up the elevator. He's faking it. He's just pretending to be dead.
Mando is so okay. If you notice on those stormtrooper outfits, there's not a single blast mark. So I like to think that as soon as Mando came out of the elevator, they all the stormtroopers died of a heart attack.
I mean,
Because there's not
I
a
guess
single
it's a
scorch mark on any of their armor.
I guess since it's like a kid show, they don't want to show like a bullet wound. I guess I don't know.
I mean, we've seen that when like armor is blasted, it gets dirty, it leaves behind a mark. But there's no marks on that armor.
Yeah.
So either Mando killed him
Wait.
without using a blaster, or they all just instantly collapsed and died.
Oh wow. So the security went down before you were able to see Mando and all those guys doing their thing. Wow. God, the Empire sucks.
I mean, it does make it does make a certain amount of sense because they're basically just little more than just little militias on like backwater planets at this point. But even with that in mind, the
But
Empire
they,
really does suck.
but yeah, I was just gonna say they've been shit since ever since Return of the Jedi. They've been shit, and I'm just like, why? This one has a little more leeway because you're right. That at this point they're just small militias on backwater planets. At,
Right. Without no central government or organization, they're just pretty much on their own. So it makes like to a certain degree that they suck, but
yeah,
even with
but
that in mind,
in
stormtroopers are still really fucking pathetic.
yeah, but in Return of the Jedi and the sequels, they don't have an excuse because they're like supposedly in power at that point.
Don't even get me started.
Yeah, yeah, let's not. Also, why would you build a base over a lava reactor that if you just simply flip a switch, the lava will just completely destroy the base? Why would you do that?
Oh no, don't you know Palpatine had like a molten core in every major Imperial base in case you needed to make another Vader.
What?
I'm bullshitting him.
I was gonna say you're joking, right?
I am very much joking. You
Okay,
actually took that serious for a
good.
second.
I did.
It's like, well, that Vader's gone. Hey, you stormtrooper, take a dip in the lava pool. I can't believe
Oh
you
my
actually bought that for a
gosh.
second.
Cause honestly, at this point, I could see the Empire being that fucking stupid. I think that's why I bought it. Oh shit, they're actually trying to destroy something.
Oh shit, are those clones?
Are those like humanoids that they're trying to create bodies?
They look like clones.
So are they
So they were trying to
Baby
infuse,
Yoda's? Yeah,
essentially, they were trying to infuse Baby Yoda's midichlorians into other people's bodies, which,
yeah. Well, I was just thinking like, are they using Baby Yoda's blood to try to create more stormtroopers?
well, they're trying to create Force users. Because, Force users are only the most dangerous
more, more,
people, dangerous individuals in the galaxy because crazy psychic powers and all that.
more useful than stormtroopers.
Well, to be fair, Grant, I could get an army of, like, puppies, and they'd probably be more useful than stormtroopers.
No,
Like, not even
I
angry
can
puppies, like
buy
adorable puppies.
that. I think that Moff Gideon wanting to create like an army of Force users, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just I'm
me
just
knowing
thinking
I
like,
wouldn't.
how do you use, so if you could literally just take the blood from any Force user you want to and uh just use it to create other Force users, I mean,
Okay, I
I
actually
think
have a lore answer for that, and I can talk about that after the episode. But yeah, I can talk about that
okay.
because there is an explanation of why that doesn't happen. At
Yeah.
least in the old canon, I don't know how it
I
is
was
now.
I was gonna say that seems pretty flimsy, to say the least. I was just like, can use Baby Yoda's blood to create other Force users. Okay.
I mean, there was no way in hell it's going to work.
Yeah.
That's
Wouldn't that be pretty risky too? Because it's like, what if they come out on the light side?
or just don't like you.
Yeah, what if? Yeah, it's like, what if? It's the Homelander problem. It's like, what if they don't like you? What if they just kill you?
Oops.
Yeah. Oh. You're trying to create something that's more powerful than you. It's like, do you have a? I
Yeah,
guess
no, I can get into
my
that in a minute, but let's wait until after the episode.
yeah, sure. I guess my only question to them would be like, do you have a contingency in mind, like in case your Force user goes haywire? Because if you're gonna do that, you gotta have a contingency plan.
Oh, a good one too.
Yeah.
All right, that was pretty neat.
Fuck your speeder.
My cabbages.
Hmm.
They
So,
suck.
God, God damn it! Fuck, fuck you, show.
It's like, okay, like yeah, like I
Okay,
get the joke. Stormtroopers suck, but like
but
it's getting a little
why?
out of hand at this point.
Yeah, like I okay, like it's like I get it. Like they've sucked since Return of the Jedi, but why do they have to suck? Why do they have to be so incompetent?
Why did we train
Just
these out for clone
I
troopers again?
yeah, I just don't understand why they have to be incompetent. I don't understand. Also, yeah, clone troopers are way better than stormtroopers. Way
Better,
better.
like a lot better trained. For one thing,
Way more competent.
I think what it is just that They started doing stormtroopers because honestly, probably because they were just cheaper to train than cloning a clone trooper with full um battle training.
Well, that this is a hot take that might piss some people off, but that's a positive of the prequels is that the clone troopers are way more competent
Yeah,
than stormtroopers are.
yeah, because they were the good guys in that one.
But the battle droids were competent as well.
They were in the movies to an extent, not so much in the Clone Wars series, unfortunately.
Oh, well, in the movies, I meant.
Okay. I mean, like the commando droids and stuff like that were all right, but like the average, like the normal battle droids, like they were very much just jokes, walking jokes. And
Well,
I
I
do
don't
like
know.
the Clone Wars.
They were able to defeat the Gungan army on Naboo.
Oh wow, they defeated the Gungans. That's such a grand achievement.
Hey, hey,
Hooray for them.
hey, don't slur the Gungans, my guy. They are a warrior race.
I don't hate the Gungans, man, but they're not exactly the greatest martial force in the galaxy, is all I'm saying.
Nah, they're warriors, man.
I can't believe you're defending the Gungans more than I am. What kind of fucking bizarre world did I end up in? I always thought the Imperial pilot armor looked really cool.
Yeah,
The black stormtrooper with the Empire symbol on the sides. I always thought that was really cool. Where did Mando go? I kind of lost track of him. Where'd he
they
go?
they told him, go out this other way and then jetpack back to the city because you need to
Okay.
get Baby Yoda and take care of him because the Empire wants him
Okay.
still, even though that's something I just kind of assumed. Like that's not like a reveal or anything. Like
Yeah.
I just always assumed the Empire were still trying to hunt them down.
Right. It is cool that we do get to focus on other characters this episode. I like Mando, but I always appreciate it when when a show gives side characters a little spotlight.
Whoa. What?
I say right as Mando
Oh,
shows up to save the day.
yeah. Uh, I that's the. It's a surprise tool that'll help us later.
Baby Yoda, put your arms in the air like you just don't care.
Oh, that's cute.
And he's eating fucking snacks while
He's
he's in a
still he
firefight.
took the Oreos with him. Oh my gosh, that is too cute.
Baby Yoda's gonna be a psychopath when he gets older. I just know it.
I'll try spinning. That's a good trick.
Oh man.
uh, holy
That's great.
shit! Holy shit! I guess it is a good trick. 10-year-old Anakin was right. Spinning is a good trick.
You see, that's why. See, if the first. Oh, he threw it up.
uh,
You see, if the first dude who made the trench run during the Death Star just was spinning as he was flying, we wouldn't need to have tried like 3 other times.
if you just tried spinning Luke, then all three of the TIE fighters would have just collapsed into each
But no, but at the same hand, if the Death Star just started spinning, the rebels would have never blown it up.
Yeah, maybe.
If Palpatine was just spinning in his swivel chair during the Return of the Jedi sequence, Luke would have instantly turned to the dark side.
just starts spinning around Luke. He's like, I am the Senate.
No. You don't get it. When Obi-Wan said, "I have the high ground," Anakin should have just started spinning, and then he would have won that fight.
Yeah. You're right, he should have. See, I get why Apollo Creed would like not necessarily he wouldn't tell them about Mando, but I was just thinking like, if you were gonna call in the Republic for this, why didn't you just do it before? Ask them to destroy the base.
Hmm.
I mean, the existence of the base alone is kind of stupid because
Yeah, but sadly, I do agree with it on the part that the poor roads don't believe it, because of course the politicians who live in the fancy city and whatnot isn't going to believe what's going on in the Outer Rim. That's been a constant
that's
throughout the whole universe.
it's pretty flimsy though too. It's like given that this was like the most evil organization that like you worked so hard to bring down in the first place, I think you would at least check it out, like look into it.
I agree, but at the same time, political corruption is still a thing, unfortunately. So
But this is the rebellion. Like,
no. This is the new republic. They've won. The rebellion is over.
but okay, but they're like running things now.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like people like Leia would believe him, but unfortunately, Leia's not in charge of everything in the Republic
But why would other Republic members? We
because politicians can be
wait a
assholes
minute.
sometimes.
Wait, holy shit! They have a what? What? No. Don't tell me that's what I think it is. Fuck you! Oh my god. The fuck? That doesn't make. This hurts. This hurts my brain.
You'll have to explain to me what's going on because I didn't get it. Like I got the tracking beacon, the
so
tracker beacon part, but
so that person who just contacted them just now. First off, I was baffled by the fact that they have as what is essentially a star destroyer or some frigate that exists as like part of a fleet or something. They just have that and haven't been found out by anyone, but okay. And so I can accept that, but the thing that was causing me to lose my mind there. So that person who
the officer.
did them the person who contacted them through the hologram at the end there um was one of the guys who Apollo Creed said, "Hey, fix Mando's ship." He was one of the guys who was like repairing Mando's ship.
Okay.
So apparently, not only was he an Imperial informant, but apparently he was someone who worked with them directly, and Moff Gideon gave him a tracking beacon thing and just said, "Hey, when you see this ship, place it on this ship." And it's just like, so you just knew that Mando was going to be coming back to this planet at this specific moment? Like, what?
Yeah, that does sound pretty convenient.
So, yeah, and you just happen to have someone who was willing to actually do like dirty work for you, and you just had a device that this one person on this one planet, of all the planets that Mando could and would be going to, he just had the device and planted it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they really didn't think out that plot twist.
That, yeah, that that twist does not work. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, I guess next episode he'll be going to Ahsoka planet, and then the Empire's gonna track him down, and they're gonna.
Get their ass kicked by Ahsoka. Because
That's what
there's just,
should, in all, in any sort of logic whatsoever, that's what should happen.
no, there is not a single person who's been introduced in this show who should stand a chance against Ahsoka Tano.
And
No
with,
fucking
yeah,
way.
it's like with this, with the current state the Empire's in, Ahsoka should be able to annihilate all of them.
It's like at this point, Ahsoka is like a Jedi Master level Jedi who's been trained by some of the most powerful Jedi in the Order and has
Unless,
survived 2 wars at this point. It's like,
I guess, unless Moff Gideon is like some super secret badass who like is a secret like former Death Watch member or something who knows.
not even that, because Ahsoka's fought death people before.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing.
Let
She
me
has, but
let me put it
like,
this way: if at minimum, if the person that goes up against Ahsoka isn't at least as good as Darth Maul, or probably a little more, no chance. No fucking chance.
yeah. Well,
Oh man.
I guess yeah, this was kind of another formulaic episode. I
I'm pretty mixed on this one.
Yeah, I can't say it was filler because like
It did progress the plot.
it progressed the plot and there were important things that happened, but the stuff that we got was very minimum, and it was the formula is starting to get tired. It's like he goes to a planet because his ship is broken. He lands, gets someone to repair it, helps someone with a side quest while it's being repaired, and then leaves.
Yeah.
The formula is starting to get
Yeah.
really
It
boring.
it was cool that we did get more info on what the Empire was doing with the Baby Yoda experiments, and it was cool that they gave a little love to some of the side characters of season one. That was fine, but
Yeah.
everything else was and the
Yeah,
two
like
Baby Yoda moments were nice too, but everything else was pretty meh.
the yeah, like the existence of the base alone is a big like what for me. It's just
Yeah,
this
it's like if they
this was
had
just a
that base, and why
thing.
didn't they use it during the final fight of season one? Why did they all like gather out in, like in the middle of nowhere
Yeah.
to fight? It's like why didn't you just
This was just
reinforce your forces in that pace?
this is just a thing that they just had the whole time apparently. It's like what? It's like they just ripped this out of their ass just so they could have this episode.
Hmm.
Like
Well, at least the set design was looked really nice.
the the set the sets did look nice, yes.
Yeah,
And
it may not have made sense, but it'll look good at least.
and that plot twist at the end made no fucking sense.
No,
All
it did not.
not to any measure whatsoever.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like I want there to be, conflict between the Empire and Mando, but I don't want the way for them to get to Mando to be like this fucking convenient and contrived.
Yeah. Yeah, and also, I know who our says, but can you stop making troopers a joke now? It's
Yeah.
like, obviously they're not as
Uh,
capable warriors as a Mandalorian, but the thing that they should be focused on is strength in numbers, because that's the thing about the Empire. That they, even though they may not have the best trained warriors or the best weaponry, it's strength in numbers is how they get you. That was pretty much the go-to strategy for the Empire, at least when Palpatine was running it. Because again, I mentioned this in the last episode, but in Return of the Jedi, there was really no need for Palpatine to bust out like 3 Star Destroyers, the Super Star Destroyer, and the Death Star 2 on the Rebel fleet. Palpatine
yeah.
was trying to kid him via overkill. So I feel like that's the method they should be focusing on in terms of making the stormtroopers the threat, and not just like
Yeah. And
they stub their tongue wrong and they spontaneously combust.
yeah, like these jokes are getting really tired of the whole ha 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 stormtroopers are so incompetent. It's like that's
It's like
not making me
they're the
laugh. It's
forces of the
actively like
enemy. They need to be some sort of threat because they're the backbone of the military of the bad guys. If they're not
yeah.
threatening in some kind of sense, then there's no tension.
Yeah, it's like two of them just crashed into each other. I'm sure that'll get a lot of laughs from a lot of other people, but me, I'm just like rolling my eyes. It's like
Hmm.
I how am I supposed to be scared of this faction if they're just a bunch of incompetent buffoons?
Hmm.
How how am I supposed to stay immersed if that's what you're gonna do?
Right. Because they got it right in A New Hope and Empire, but ever since Return of the Jedi, they've been a laughing stock.
In A New Hope and Empire, they're great.
Yeah.
Really good at their job. um, but yeah, in Return of the
At
Jedi,
least the ones that worked under Vader were good.
yeah,
Because you better be fucking good. You have to work under Darth fucking Vader. He has no time for any of that bullshit.
so one last thing to touch on.
Okay.
Uh, you said, oh yeah, so like the whole using Baby Yoda's blood to create Force users. That should, I mean, fingers crossed, this is what they do, but that should never work.
Yeah. Well, first off, have you played the second Force Unleashed game, Grant?
Yes.
Okay, because you know how in that thing, it's all about the Starkiller clones, but
Mm-hmm.
as we saw in the final level, all the clones that Vader made were like batshit insane.
Yeah.
So the lore reason why that happens is that, so think of a Force user as like a fingerprint. Every Force user has like their unique identity within the Force, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what happens if you try to make multiple copies of that one fingerprint? In essence, it like causes a glitch in the system, and it creates this psychic pressure essentially that the clone is basically afflicted with, and 9 times out of 10 causes them to go insane.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like make trying to make an army of a clone Force user is not a really it's not really an option because they're uncontrollable and they're fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So
And
that's why it's
plus,
never worked out.
they would need to have a serious contingency plan as well.
Yeah, yeah, because that's a situation that can get out of hand really fast.
Yeah.
uh,
And I'll try spinning. That's a good trick.
hmm it's
That
the best
was
trick in the book.
yeah. It's yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I guess this episode is living proof. I guess little Anakin was right. Spinning is a good trick.
Yeah. Also, just real quick, because in case someone asks, so I know what they're doing isn't cloning exactly, but in terms of putting like Jedi blood into a person and trying to make them force sensitive, the Darth Plagueis novel goes into that a little bit, but that doesn't work either. Essentially, like the blood isn't compatible with the body, so sorry, you're not going to get force powers that way.
Yeah.
Either you're born with them or you're not. That's pretty much the long and short of it in the Star Wars universe.
Yep. Well, hopefully next episode we actually get Ahsoka.
I don't know, man. I don't. I'm kind of thinking that we won't see her until the last episode.
Yeah. I don't want them to. I don't want them to drag shit out. You know,
Yeah.
because like
I mean,
there's so much you could do with this story this season. You don't need to drag something like that out until the last episode.
yeah. I
You
don't
don't
know
need to.
if all I know is if they're not gonna bring in Ahsoka in the next episode. I have no idea what they're gonna do. Um, because it's like, where would you take the story after this point if not to bring Ahsoka in? Because she's kind of been the goal all along. Even Manor just didn't realize it at first, but if his goal is to find a Jedi Master to give the baby to,
Yeah,
um,
and they
Ahsoka's been the
can't.
end goal since episode one.
Yeah, and
Um,
they can't bring in Luke, obviously.
they can't bring in Mark Hamill because obvious reason.
Right. So yeah, Ahsoka is the only option.
Hmm.
I just want to see live action Ahsoka. That's
Yeah,
what I want.
yeah. I'm still really curious to see how the makeup's gonna turn out. I'm still wondering about that because we haven't seen a lot of. So the space race that Ahsoka is called a Togruta. It's the if
Mm-hmm.
you know who Shakti is, it's that same race.
Yeah.
Um, you don't see it very often in live action. In fact, I'm pretty sure Shakti is the only Togruta we've ever seen in a live action sense. Curious to see how they're gonna handle the makeup for that.
Yes. Until next week.
Until next week.
Hopefully it's good.